The chaos scene, your shoes are ruined. Your hands are covered in bite marks. Your couch has a new hole in it. And that little furball is sitting right there, looking at you like he did absolutely nothing wrong. You got a puppy because you wanted a companion, a best friend, someone to come home to. Nobody warned you it was going to feel like this. Nobody told you that 8 weeks of cuteness would turn into 8 weeks of complete and total chaos. Here is the truth that most dog owners find out too late. The problem is never the dog. The problem is that nobody taught you how to speak his language. And right now, your puppy is communicating with you every single second of the day. He is telling you exactly what he needs. You just do not know how to read it yet. At Dog Decoded, we have worked with hundreds of puppies and their owners, and the story is almost always the same. A person falls in love with a dog, brings him home full of excitement, and within 2 weeks they are exhausted, frustrated, and starting to wonder if they made a mistake. You did not make a mistake. You just needed a system. What you are about to watch is not a list of tips. This is not a sit-and-stay tutorial you have seen 1,000 times before. This is the complete practical training method that takes a puppy from chaos to calm. From biting everything in sight to responding to your voice. From having accidents all over your floor to knowing exactly where to go. And it works in 30 days. There is one thing, though. One thing that almost every single puppy owner gets wrong, and it silently destroys all the progress they make. It does not matter how many treats you use, how patient you are, or how many videos you watch. If you are making this one mistake, your puppy will keep regressing. I will tell you exactly what it is before this video ends. Stay with me. What comes next is going to change the way you see your dog forever. 1. The golden window right now. Inside your puppy's brain, something extraordinary is happening. Something that will never happen again at this level, not at 6 months, not at 1 year, not ever. Scientists call it the critical socialization period. At Dog Decoded, we call it the golden window. And if you have a puppy between 8 and 16 weeks old, you are sitting on the most powerful learning opportunity that dog will ever have in his entire life. Here is what is actually going on. Your puppy's brain is not fully formed yet. The neural connections that decide how he responds to the world around him are being built right now, in real time, based on every single experience he has. Every sound, every touch, every command, every correction, every reward. All of it is being wired in permanently. This is not a metaphor. This is neuroscience. A puppy in this window absorbs information at a rate that an adult dog simply cannot match. The habits you build right now are not just habits. They are architecture. They become the foundation of every behavior he will have for the rest of his life. That is why what you do in these weeks matters more than anything you will do later. You are not just training a puppy. You are building a dog. The window does not stay open forever. Every week that passes without consistent, intentional training is a week of wiring that happens without your guidance. Nature does not wait. Your puppy is learning right now, with or without you. The only question is what he is learning. To how your puppy actually learns his language before you teach your puppy a single command, you need to understand one thing. Your puppy does not think in words. He does not understand sentences, explanations, or reasons. What he understands is consequence. What he lives by is association. And the moment you truly get that, everything about training becomes simpler. Here is how his brain processes every single interaction with you. Something happens. He does an action. A consequence follows immediately. And his brain locks in the connection between that action and that consequence. That is it. That is the entire learning engine of your dog. This is why timing is everything in puppy training, not the treat itself. Not how excited your voice is, the timing. If your puppy sits and you reward him 2 seconds later, he is not learning that sitting gets rewarded. He is learning that whatever he was doing 2 seconds after sitting gets rewarded. Maybe he was already standing up. Maybe he was sniffing the floor. You just rewarded that. At Dog Decoded, We use a 3-step communication system with every puppy. Action, marker, reward. The moment your puppy does what you want, you mark it with a sharp, clean sound, a single word like yes or a click, and then the reward follows. That marker is the bridge between the behavior and the consequence. It tells your puppy with precision that exact thing you just did. That is what earned this. Your puppy is not stubborn. He is not dominant. He is not trying to test you. He is simply responding to what the world around him has taught him to expect. Starting right now, you are going to become the one who controls what he expects. 3. The first 3 commands. In the right order, most people start training their puppy with whatever command comes to mind first. Sit, shake, roll over, come here. And then they wonder why nothing sticks. The order in which you introduce commands is not random. There is a sequence that builds on itself, and when you follow it, each command makes the next one easier to teach. At Dog Decoded, the first 3 commands we work with every single puppy are sit, name recognition with eye contact, and stay. In that exact order, here is why. Sit is the foundation. It is the easiest behavior to capture because puppies naturally sit all the time. You are not forcing a new movement. You are simply attaching a word to something his body already does. Hold a treat just above his nose, move it slowly back toward his tail, and the moment his back legs drop, you mark it and reward. Clean, simple, repeatable. Name recognition with eye contact is the command that makes every other command possible. If your puppy does not respond to his name, nothing else you teach him will work reliably in a real environment. Say his name once, exactly once. And the moment his eyes meet yours, you mark it and reward. Never repeat the name twice in a row. Repeating it teaches him that the first time does not count. Stay comes third because it requires your puppy to already understand that holding a position is valuable. Start with 2 seconds, not 5, not 10. To seconds of stillness, marked and rewarded. Build from there, duration before distance, always. These 3 commands are not tricks. They are the language that everything else gets built on top of. 4. The environment map. Where, when, and how long to train, you can know every training technique in the world and still get 0 results. Not because the techniques are wrong, but because of where and when you are trying to apply them. The environment your puppy is in during training is not a background detail. It is an active variable that determines whether learning happens at all. Here is what most people do. They wait until the puppy is already running around the house, bouncing off the walls, biting everything in sight, and then they try to get a training session in. That is like trying to teach a child algebra in the middle of a birthday party. The brain is not available. The arousal level is too high for any new information to stick. At Dog Decoded, we treat training like a ritual, not a task. 3 sessions per day, 3 to 5 minutes each. That is it. Short, intentional, and always ending before your puppy loses interest. The moment you see his attention drifting, the session is over. You end on a win always. Location matters more than most owners realize. In the beginning, you train in the same spot every single time. Same room, same corner, same surface under his paws. Consistency in the environment reduces the variables your puppy has to process, which means more of his brain is available for the actual learning you are trying to do. Once a command is solid in one location, then and only then do you start introducing new environments. Timing within the day matters too. Train after a bathroom break, after your puppy has had a chance to release some physical energy, but before a meal. Mild hunger sharpens focus. A full puppy has very little reason to work for food rewards. Your training sessions are not interruptions in your day. They are the most important 5 minutes you will spend with your dog. 5. Biting and hyperactivity. The active pause technique puppy biting is the #1 reason owners lose confidence in the first month. It hurts, it is relentless, and no matter how many times you say no, it keeps happening. What most people do not realize is that the way they react to biting is almost always the exact thing that makes it worse. When your puppy bites you and you yelp, pull away, push him off, or raise your voice, What does he experience? Movement, noise, sudden energy. From his perspective, the interaction just got more exciting. You did not punish the behavior. You escalated the game. And he is going to do it again immediately because it worked exactly the way he wanted it to. The active pause technique works on a completely different principle. The moment your puppy makes contact with your skin using his teeth, everything stops. You do not pull away dramatically. You do not say anything. You go completely still, turn your body away from him, and you hold that position for 5 full seconds. No eye contact, no voice, no movement. Then you reset and re-engage calmly. What you are communicating with your body is the one message that actually reaches a puppy's brain. Biting ends the interaction. Not temporarily, not with drama. It ends it cleanly and immediately, every single time. You need to practice this with every person in your household. Every single one. Because if one person plays rough and allows biting during play, your puppy cannot distinguish between acceptable and unacceptable. He only knows what the pattern has taught him. Consistency across every human in the home is not optional. It is the technique. 3 days of applying this correctly and you will see a measurable difference. Not perfection, but a clear shift in how often and how hard he bites. 6. Potty training. The Windows protocol potty training failure is not a behavior problem. It is a supervision problem. Every single accident that happens inside your home is not your puppy being difficult or defiant. It is a moment where he had a biological need. No one guided him to the right place, and he did what every living creature does. He went where he was. Understanding this completely changes how you approach the process. You stop reacting to accidents and start preventing them. And prevention comes down to one thing: the windows. There are 3 moments in every puppy's day when the need to eliminate is almost guaranteed. Right after waking up, within 5 minutes of finishing a meal, and immediately after an intense play session. These are your windows. Every single time one of these moments arrives, you take your puppy directly to the designated bathroom spot, not close to it, not in the general direction of it, to it with intention and consistency.
Good dog. Yes.
When he eliminates in the right place, you mark it and reward it immediately. Not 30 seconds later when you are back inside, the moment it happens. That association between location, action, and reward is what builds the habit. Your puppy is not learning a rule. He is learning a pattern that feels right because it has always been rewarded. Accidents will happen. When they do, you clean the area thoroughly with an enzymatic cleaner that eliminates the scent completely. A puppy's nose is thousands of times more sensitive than yours. If any trace of the scent remains, that spot becomes a target again. No punishment, no reaction, no drama. You simply missed a window. And the next one is coming soon. The Windows protocol is not complicated. What it requires is presence and consistency. And those 2 things are completely within your control. 7. The silent mistake that sabotages everything. This is the moment I promised you at the beginning of this video. The one thing that silently destroys the progress of 9 out of 10 puppy owners, regardless of how much effort they put in. Regardless of how good their technique is, regardless of how many treats they use or how patient they try to be. The mistake is inconsistency, not the dramatic kind that you would notice immediately, the quiet kind. The kind that looks like 3 great training days followed by 2 days of nothing because life got busy. The kind that looks like enforcing a rule on Monday and letting it slide on Friday because you are tired. The kind that looks like you doing everything right and someone else in the house doing the opposite without even realizing it. Here is what happens inside your puppy's brain when training is inconsistent. He does not learn less. He learns something far more damaging. He learns that your signals are unreliable. He learns that sometimes the rule applies and sometimes it does not. And since he cannot predict which situation he is in, the safest strategy is to ignore the rule entirely and wait to see what actually happens. Inconsistency does not slow down training. It actively teaches your puppy not to trust the system. And a puppy that has learned not to trust the system is significantly harder to train than a puppy who has never been trained at all. At Dog Decoded, we tell every owner the same thing. 5 minutes of consistent training every day will always outperform an hour of training done randomly. Your puppy does not need perfection from you. He needs predictability. He needs to know that the same action produces the same result every time, without exception. That reliability is not a training tool. It is the foundation that every single thing you have learned in this video is built on. 8. The 7-Day Challenge. Become part of the process. You have just been given a complete system. Not a collection of random tips, not a highlight reel of perfectly trained dogs, but a real, structured, proven method that works when you apply it with intention and consistency. The question now is not whether this works. The question is whether you are going to do it. Here is the challenge: 7 days. That is all. Starting today, you commit to 3 training sessions per day, 3 to 5 minutes each, using the 3 commands in the exact order Dog Decoded laid out for you. Sit name recognition with eye contact, and stay. You apply the active pause every single time your puppy makes contact with your skin. You follow the Windows protocol without exception. And you do it for 7 days straight, without skipping a single one. At the end of those 7 days, your puppy will not be fully trained. That is not the point of this challenge. The point is that after 7 days of consistent, intentional work, you will see a shift that no amount of watching videos can give you. You will feel the moment your puppy starts to understand. You will see his eyes lock onto yours with attention instead of chaos. You will experience what it feels like when the system actually clicks. When that happens, and it will happen, come back to this video and leave a comment. Tell Dog Decoded what changed. Tell us which command your puppy learned first. Tell us the moment it clicked for you. The comment section is not just feedback. It is a community of owners who are all in the exact same place you are right now, doing the exact same work, getting the exact same results. You are not doing this alone. And your puppy is counting on you to start today. Not tomorrow, not after the weekend, today. Finally, the visual summary and emotional close. Everything you need to transform your puppy's behavior is inside this video. The golden window and why these weeks are the most important of your dog's entire life. The way your puppy's brain actually processes learning through action, marker, and reward. The 3 commands that build the foundation of every behavior he will ever have. The environment map that tells you exactly where, when, and how long to train. The active pause technique that stops biting without escalating the interaction. The Windows protocol that ends accidents by replacing reaction with prevention. The silent mistake of inconsistency that destroys progress without you even noticing it. And the 7-day challenge that turns everything you learned today into something real. That is the system. Complete, practical, and ready to use the moment this video ends. Here is what Dog Decoded wants you to understand before you close this video. The dog your puppy is going to become is being decided right now. Not next month, not when he is older, not when you have more time. Right now, in these weeks, with the experiences you give him and the patterns you build together. Every great dog you have ever seen, every calm, responsive, connected animal that made you think I want a dog like that, started exactly where you are. With chaos, with confusion, with a human who did not know what they were doing yet but decided to figure it out. You have already done the hardest part. You showed up. You watched, you learned, and now you know what to do. Your puppy did not come into your life to be a problem. He came into your life to be your dog. And you have everything it takes to be exactly the owner he needs. Go start your first session. He is waiting for you.
Come here, Mochi. You're such a good boy.